back to Podro Pascal, the Podro Pascal podcast. This is season
3. Yeah, I was like
3. I was saying different languages. I was going to
it's
a fourth language,
Yes.
but I couldn't do it. It's late. I can't think. We're back with a whole new look. I'm your co-host, Rachel Leishman.
And I'm your other co-host, Catrina Dennis. Exactly one of us went to the Tonys tonight. And I'm pretty sure neither of you can tell. We both look tired.
Yes, I went to the Tony Awards. It was fun. I saw Samuel L. Jackson. I was trying to explain to him as everyone was leaving that I was doing the press conference for Secret Invasion on Wednesday, but he, I think, thinks I'm interviewing him personally, and I'm like, I wish. And he went, I'm looking forward to that, and I was like, I would love to look forward to that, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yep.
But yeah, before we get too far into this, we're joined by my internet child, the Funko Queen herself, Laila. What's up, girly?
Oh, I'm so excited. I feel like this has been a long time coming. And to talk about the one and only thing that is my life, my favorite thing ever. I'm so excited to talk about my favorite person with my favorite people. I'm ready. I'm excited. Let's go.
And there's a reason that we asked you to join for this episode, because we're starting out strong. We're doing what we do every year, and we are starting with, of course, Triple Frontier.
Triple Frontier!
Yes.
It's a little extra vibrato for the Tonys.
Yeah, I haven't heard enough of that tonight. I haven't heard enough Broadway kids singing along.
I want to wake everybody up. Just really get into it, because this is a Triple Frontier episode. I'm always really excited when we do these. Like, if you have been a long time listener of the podcast, you know that we absolutely love this movie. From Oscar Isaac's costume coordination, which primarily I just mean the way his jeans look, to Pedro Pascal's incredible performance, to the big surprise that it wasn't either of them who dies in the film. Just honestly, this film is a great action masterpiece.
A masterpiece.
Masterpiece.
Yeah.
I mean, it is apt because we do have our new logos. Which, if you pay attention, I'm wearing Frankie Morales' shirt. Because I'm obsessed with his fucking bird shirt. I love it so much. Also, for the listeners of the podcast, when it gets here, again, I was at the Tonys and I had to be there at 3:30. I didn't have food from any time post like 2 something on. So I will be eating McDonald's when it gets here on the podcast.
It's a special ASMR episode where Rachel eats all the way through it. And
I eat McDonald's.
Yeah,
now that's all I do on podcasts. When I was on the Agents of Fandom, like ranking one, I had wings.
Yeah. Every appearance you make, you have to be just having a feast now. Like that has to happen.
I'm like, I'm so hungry. This movie, I've watched this movie a lot. Catrina, by default, because we do this podcast, has watched this movie a lot.
Oh yeah,
you've watched it more than anyone. So, what is it about Triple Frontier as a movie that you're just like you cling to?
You know, I don't know. I feel like I watch it like at least once a week. Whenever because my sisters are like 6 and 7 years older than me. They don't live at home. Whenever they come home, they're like, it gets to that time of night, like, yeah, let's watch a film. I open Netflix and they're like, no, we're not doing it again. And I'm like, but please? Like, they already know what I'm gonna put on. I don't know why I love it so much. I feel like I've watched it so much, it's become a comedy to me. Like, I just laugh at everything. It's so serious.
It is a comedy.
It is a comedy, and I say this to everyone. Like, whenever people are like, "What is Triple Frontier?" I'm like, "Well, it's the funniest film you'll ever watch in your life. Maybe not if you watch it for the first time, because it may be a little traumatic. If you're watching it and you don't know what happens, I guess. But it's just got everything. I always debate whether to bring this up, but I really have this thing against Ben Affleck, and like,
oh no, it's fine. You're in
Katrina company. I am
okay.
I don't hate him. I'm just saying You know, like I
Out of
see him, I'm like,
out of all of the boys from Boston,
Hmm.
he's not the best, but he's not the worst for me. He's
yeah,
in the nice middle ground of the Boston boys.
yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
okay.
the best quality he has from an outward perspective is that he decided to go back to dating J-Lo, which is
Excuse me, from an outward perspective, he has a phoenix on his back.
oh yeah, I forgot about that thing.
His whole phoenix.
I mean, yeah, but come on. I mean,
How
his
can you
worst
forget the
decision was not
phoenix?
dating J-Lo anymore.
To
But I
be
don't know if
clear,
that was
when I
your
watched the
or not.
movie The Way Back that he's in, I watched this. My dad was alive, and he was like, "Do you want to watch this movie?" And the only thing I cared about was there was a shower scene, and I just kept saying, "I hope we get to see the Phoenix. I hope we get to see the Phoenix." My brother was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And my dad finally goes, what is that?" And I went, "Oh, he has a giant Phoenix tattooed on his back." So I had to explain this to my brother and my dad because I wanted to see the Phoenix tattoo.
Mhm. I hope everyone who
Okay.
watches Triple Frontier is now going to think about the phoenix on the back on his back all the way
If
through the
any
movie.
character,
Yeah.
It's like
if
somewhere under
any character would of Ben Affleck's would have a phoenix tattooed on his back, it'd be Tom.
yeah, it would be
Yeah,
second in
that's
the running
true.
would definitely be Batman though. Absolutely.
Yeah, second, you're correct.
But yeah, anyways, I love that scene. And then like it's just like whenever like I went to a Comic Con a few months ago and we were like exchanging this is gonna sound really funny, but we were exchanging letterbox rather than like any other social media, so that was fun. And they were like, Triple Frontiers in your top film, why? I was like, oh, it has Pedro Pascal and Oscar Isaac in it. And then I also like Garrett and Charlie who are in it, and then Ben Affleck dies in it, so I like it. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I watch it any given opportunity, and I used to watch it like I was on Pedro like hardcore stan Twitter for a while. That was a place to be.
Mhm.
And me and my friend Lauren, we used to watch it like once a week, and we have this list. It's still in my notes app of just all of like the funniest things that we could point out from the film, like possible. Like I don't even know how to describe. It's just like the stupidest things. Like one of them is like after Tom dies, it's like Benny is bursting out into song after his best friend just died. Like what is going on? Like he sings that little like somewhere there's a father, like whatever the fuck that is after his best friend died. Like what's going on here? I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's my favorite thing to look at. The list is so funny. Like we'll have to go through it one day. It's hilarious.
And it is funny because I did forget that Ben Affleck just gets straight up shot in the head.
Yeah.
Straight up just forgot about that.
My favorite thing about like the ridiculousness of this movie would have to absolutely be Frankie and the Mules, which I think is a great band name.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like runs down outside chasing them away, like go get out of here. It reminds me of like that
You know when the one died because
Yeah.
it
Oh no, I cannot watch that scene. No,
We're
traumatizing.
gonna go through the whole movie and talk about how everything is crazy, but like, so I'll start because my favorite my favorite thing, and I think I've talked about it on this podcast before, is for whatever reason the people on the internet seem to forget that Frankie Morales has a whole ass family.
I know.
Because he legitimately says to Santiago, aka Oscar Isaac, when they finally meet up, he's like, I got a girl, she doesn't like me doing this stuff. There's a kid on the way. Like, sets up all this stuff. And everyone just ignores it. They're like, oh, he's probably a patch. I'm like, no, he legitimately is not. The movie tells you his whole life story. The only one that's not even true. The only one we don't know like what kind of their deal is romantic stuff wise is Charlie Hunnam. Like everyone else, you kind of have an idea of what's going on. Like Garrett Hedlund's like a ladies' man. Ben Affleck is a divorcee. Santiago is trying to fuck a Bix. And then
As he should.
and then Frankie's like, I got a whole ass family. No one wants to pay attention to that. The semantics of this movie, and by semantics, I mean like the information that we get that I'm like, I don't know what any of this has to do with anything, is like the whole beginning half where it's like, this man he does military things. And then somehow that leads to getting the band back together and going and getting all of his little boys.
I do love that note about him having a family because once again, Pedro Pascal is playing a father in this movie. He just can't not do that.
He really can't.
No, but I love that he's playing a dad once again in this film. He simply cannot escape that typecasting, and I hope it lasts with him until he starts playing granddads.
Straight from dad to granddad. And the man himself has said
Absolutely.
he's not a daddy. He ain't gonna be a daddy.
He's just that's his thing. Is his acting is like his escapism. Remember, he was like I forgot where exactly he said it, but it's like I'll never have kids, so this is kind of like me getting a taste of what it's like, like I can live out my family fantasies here, but be a bachelor in real life, something like that. That's not a direct quote, but that was the gist of what he was trying to get to.
Save him.
Yes.
One of my favorite things to do is look at letterbox reviews like for Trip Frontier, and one of them, my favorite one, is like the first like half an hour of the film is Oscar Isaac asking his friends if they got his text, because he says it to Tom, and then he says it to Will first, and then he says the same thing to Tom, and then he says the same thing to Frankie and Benny, and he just says it to everyone. He's like, "Did you get my text? Like, did you get my text? Like, did you get my text?" That's like my favorite review of the film, like ever. It's so funny.
I am looking up letterbox reviews.
I was about
That's
to do
so
that too.
funny.
Like,
That's
hold
so,
on.
I have.
Here's the thing. We
Share
have
the
watched this
screen and let
movie
us
so
see.
many times. We're gonna what?
I said share the screen and let us go through these letterbox reviews.
don't
I
think
have
we can
an album of them on my phone.
All
Wait.
right, hold on. Here we go. It says popular reviews. I'm gonna look at them more. Yeah, I saw the first one, which is get his text. Then it says Hollywood cast Oscar Isaac and Pedro Pascal on a rom-com challenge. This one says Oscar Isaac is 5'7" because all of his height is concentrated in his dump truck ass.
I told you, man, this movie is about the memes.
What, this one is Hollywood has taken the chain by Fleetwood Mac hostage and won't let it go until we start liking Ben Affleck again.
Did you see
Oh,
those
no.
catfish? I'm trying to sneak around with like jumping quick and this left for me.
I love this one. This one says, "Must a film be good? Is Pedro Pascal and Oscar Isaac not enough?"
Did you see the one that just says men grunting?
This one's one I relate to deeply. Real bold of Netflix to assume that I could tell Charlie Hunnam and Buckland apart.
This one says 5 daddies being bros in the jungle.
When Frankie said, "All right, baby," to the helicopter, never wanted to be a flying piece of metal more in my entire life.
I gotta see. Hold on. I want to see what I have said about this movie from everyone, from me, my
Mhm.
reviews. All right. Oh boy, here we go. First time I watched it was in. Don't I rewatch? These are all rewatches. My original watch is not on here. In January of 2021, I said, "That's my fuck you money." Is honestly a golden line. February of 2021, literally a month later, I said, "This is my fuck you money." It's still one of the greatest lines ever written. But also love that bird shirt Frankie wears. In May of 2021, Jesus Christ. I said, yes, I watched this again and made my brother and dad watch it. The only characters my dad and brother trusted were Frankie Catfish Morales and by the end, Pope. And then the last time I watched this was in August of 2022. So I waited a year. And then I said, this is my fuck you money.
Consistency is key.
True to form, I did make Ashley get the "this is my fucking money" image because it's one of my favorite moments of this whole movie.
Yeah.
I
He's
will
too busy
say-
being like, "You gonna burn that?" And he's like, "They can see the fire," and he's like, "Fuck you, you money."
I will say that "fuck you money" has become like a heavily used phrase when talking about the future. Like it's always like, when I have my "fuck you money," I'm gonna, and then I just lay out my plans for the future.
Fuck you money.
Yeah, gotta get that "fuck you money" someday.
I just love Benny and Will. Like, they're so underrated. Like, everyone's always like, yeah, Pope and Frankie, but Benny and Will, like, I just love. Like, did you see like a few weeks ago, like Charlie and Garrett like reunited at a Comic-Con or something, and like a lot of the comments were like, "Give me the Miller brothers back." I was like, yes, please, I need them back, please. That's all I need in my life.
I need Garrett Hedlund to still go be Jeff Bridges' son. And you know what? Now I'm a thinking. So in Tron Legacy, Garrett Hedlund plays Jeff Bridges' son. Pedro Pascal famously worked with Jeff Bridges. I think it would be great if in the universe of Triple Frontier, their father was Jeff Bridges. So Charlie Hunnam And Garrett Hedlund's dad was just played by Jeff Bridges. I don't need to see it.
Oh god.
Insinuate it for me.
Quadruple Frontier, Father's Day.
All right, now that you said it, who would play everybody's dad?
Ooh, oh
Frontier
man.
Father's Day.
Okay, wait. Who's that guy from that cop show? Chips. Chips.
There's only one man
No.
in any cop show ever,
Hold
so
on. Oh, okay, there we go. I think Eric Estrada would be Pedro Pascal's dad, just for shits and giggles.
okay.
Oh no,
Mhm.
he would be Oscar Isaac's dad.
He'd
not
be
Pedro.
Pope's dad.
Yeah, Pope's dad. I
Okay.
think Eric Estrada for sure. Pope's dad. Hold on. Oh my god.
I don't know. I have no idea. I feel like I
Danny
just picked
Trejo?
them all.
Danny Trejo as Pedro
Is he
Pascal's
old
dad,
enough?
because he's played everyone's dad that I've become a deeply attached person to. Like on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Stephanie Beatrice's dad. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm making this face because Danny Trejo is 79 years old.
Yes. Yeah, that too.
Huh?
So he's the perfect age to be Pedro's dad,
Yeah,
because Pedro's
Danny
45.
Yeah,
right?
I was no, he's not 45.
Yeah, he's 45.
He is 45. I'm sure he would love to hear that compliment, but he is not 45 years old. That's crazy. Okay, guys, we gotta go through this movie. So,
Okay, yeah.
as you know, the plot of this movie is they're gonna go to the jungle, they're gonna steal some money, things happen. That's the plot of Triple Frontier.
Explain is there.
Love it.
As plain as possible, that is the plot of this movie. Layla, would you like the honor of breaking down what happens in this film?
The
Oh,
breakdown.
God.
Mhm.
5 besties reunite, and they basically one of them went. Oh my God, this is hard. One of them like.
Welcome to my life.
Mhm.
This is my job.
You do that voluntarily, Rachel. No
Oh
one's ever
God.
made you do it, but you do it for us.
Yeah.
One of them has like an enemy in the jungle, and he wants to kill this enemy, so he gathers up his best friends to go kill this guy and rob him of all his money.
As you do.
And
It
he's in
really
love
is
with
that John Mulaney bit. I keep saying that today. But you know the John Mulaney bit where he's like, "You want me to go kill that guy?" Like that's kind of what this movie is.
basically,
You want me to
yeah.
go kill that guy.
And then this guy who wants to kill his enemy is in love with his informant, so that's a bit of a curveball. They rob this guy, they fly away, they crash in the middle of the jungle, and then it's all just shit show from there, really. But it's a fun shit show, you know. It's great.
It is. And here's the thing. There are lines in this movie that are insane. Like
Yeah.
so they all go to a boxing match because Pope is like wait, hold on. We gotta break down these characters because I'm gonna
Oh,
start saying
true.
Pope name versus like actor name.
Mhm.
So Tom is Ben Affleck. Will is Charlie Hunnam. Benny is Garrett Hedlund. And then you got Pope, or Santiago Pope is Oscar Isaac, and then you got Frankie Catfish Morales. Also, though, Catfish and Pope are called Catfish and Pope, even though they have full names. And then everyone else also has nicknames. Who's like, isn't someone like Red Hook?
Red Fly is Tom, and then Ironhead is Will.
That's
But
right.
Benny
I
doesn't
thought
have
it was
one.
Ironheart the whole time.
Yeah, because Benny was the youngest, right?
Yeah,
So
Benny
he,
doesn't
yes.
have one.
So he never got one.
Poor Benny.
He's fine. I think we should have names. We don't have names.
Mhm.
What?
Mine would be like we don't have cool nicknames. Like mine would be like
okay. I'm like, that's a little existential, Rachel. 'Cause I'm getting tired.
You don't
mine
have
would be like raccoon eyes.
You look great. You look fantastic. It's held up. It's good.
Mine would be raccoon eyes.
What would our nicknames be? What would our code names? Our bro trip names?
If we were going to the jungle,
If we were
to
going to the
maybe
jungle,
murder.
yeah, and murder people and steal money. What would our code names be?
That's hard. I don't
I
know.
know, right?
Well, I'm just going based on looks, and by looks I mean what I can see. So Layla would be Firefly.
I like it. I like it.
Catrina would be. Is that the cat from Totoro? Like what's the thing behind you?
No, this over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, that cat thing.
This is actually a Buddha
Oh, no.
Yoda statue. Oh.
No, there's a cat on the bookshelf. There's a stuffed animal.
Oh, it's a loft cat from Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, then I'll call you Loft Cat.
Yeah, that sounds good. Loft cat. I like it.
There we go.
I'm giving everyone nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, wait. Oh, that's right. She just sent the producer Ashley sent the Top Gun call sign.
Yes, let's do
Oh
it.
my
Call
God.
sign generator. Let's go. I do like loft cat though, but we'll see if the Top Gun gives me something new.
I'm Yodel.
Yodel.
Oh my god. Why am I Yodel?
I'm not giving you my full name, Tom Cruise. Screw you.
I did. I went okay.
Ramrod? Ramrod is what.
Oh,
Anyway, loft cat's better. I like it. I like it more.
hold on.
Ramrod.
I'm typing my name.
Look, I don't think that's a name that's appropriate for this show.
What's yours? What did you get?
It said, I don't even want.
For our listeners, Lila's call sign is hemorrhoid.
Hemorrhoid.
What the hell?
I don't understand why
Ramrod and
anyone in the Top
hemorrhoid.
Gun. I don't understand why anyone in the Top Gun universe
Oh my god.
would want to be called hemorrhoid, but
Oh my god.
but here we are. All right, well, hemorrhoid, Yodel.
Yodel, Ramrod, and hemorrhoid.
There we
Here we
go.
are.
Can I change our names on here? Hold on.
No.
I just think as a person, like me, Rachel Leishman, human being, that this movie says things that I'm like, yeah, people would say that. Like, for instance, my favorite quote of the movie, other than "This is my fuck you money," is when everyone upstairs is losing their goddamn minds. It's a whole shit show. And my little boy, Frankie, comes upstairs. What are we shooting at in here? It's relatable. It's understandable. I get it. And I think that's what's appealing about this stupid movie that I love very much.
He's so like flabbergasted as well, like in the moment. It's just like, what are we shooting at in here? It's like he has no idea what's going on. I love
Because
him.
they walked into a house that suddenly a bunch of fucking money is in the window.
The thing you will know about Frankie is that he is a ride or die. So even when he's
Oh
confused,
yeah.
he's like, "All right, fine. Who are we murdering?"
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that's like, I got a shovel. But he also is like, I gotta fly over the fucking Andes.
One of my favorite parts of the whole thing is like they're all like, it's when they're like sat in the mountains like about to try get to the boat, and he's like, they're all like, we don't want to kill any teenagers, like we don't want to do that. Cut to them being in the car chase, and he's like, kill them, just fucking kill them, like shoot all of them.
What is he? He says like, I'm gonna start fucking shooting. No, or he's like, I'm gonna start killing them.
I'm fucking killing people. That is the line.
The lines it has are like just insane because the minute you're like, oh yeah, this is the funniest. There's like 4 other lines that have happened. Oh wait, Catrina, you were looking up the best lines from Triple Frontier.
Yes, yeah. All of them are back and forths, which I was like, but there is one from Ben that's pretty great, and it's like, Sunday school's over, boys. They're back. That one.
That's so funny.
What happened?
I don't remember it, but I'm like,
oh, that's when
the house.
Will's just been shot, and then he comes back into the room, and he's like, "They're back."
Sunday school.
What are we shooting at in here? So quickly, what happens is they all decide they're going on this mission. They go to this house when they think no one's in there. They're like, there's no money. And then they find out the money is hidden in the walls. So they're all like, time to rage, breaking down shit on the walls, getting money out, putting it in a car. They get greedy and it backfires. And so then they're trying to get Bix and her brother to safety because Oscar Isaac is like majorly in the friend zone, but he's still trying.
He'll get there.
Sure. And then they take money, they leave. The boys are like, all right, we're taking the rest of this money and we're going to fly to where we need to go. And you know where they got to fly? Over the fucking Andes, man. Doesn't go well. Boom, crash and burn.
Which is where another one of my favorite lines happens, when the helicopter is literally plummeting to the ground, about to crash. Frankie says, "Bad landing." No, you didn't even land, you crashed. That was not a bad landing, you crashed. Please be for real right now.
I can't. He said, that was bad. No, buddy, it's a miracle
Bro.
you survived.
Yeah.
Because you guys you plummeted to the ground for no reason.
Mm-hmm. And then when they're getting, this is like back to what you were saying before, like when they're getting the money out the walls, like before they realize, Oscar Isaac's character Pope is like, "What does that smell like to you?" And Frankie is like a serious fuck up. Like that's another one of my favorite lines before they get all the money out of the wall.
The thing is about this grand old movie, they are never in the right in any situation.
Oh no, never.
No, there's just like it's a B-roll of bad decisions. This movie.
Yep.
I guess in theory they're right that like the government sucked and fucked them
Mhm.
over. But even my boy Frankie doesn't have a pilot's license because he's like, nah, I got way too into drugs and alcohol and lost my pilot license. You're like, how though? Like, what did you do?
He's trying his best, okay? He's trying his
What
best.
did you do to make you lose the pilot license? You just offhandedly, yet again, you learn information about Frankie Morales because he offhandedly says the thing, and you're supposed to just go, okay, cool.
Okay.
Anyway.
And then Pope's like, "Oh, I don't need a pilot with a license." I'm just like, okay.
Oh, yeah, because he's grounded for some like coke related
Coke,
incident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, I need to stay awake. Time to do some coke. Information that we got just in a line. Should we be concerned?
Yeah, just like and that was like
Probably.
I love it because it was like a 2-second like blink and you'll miss it throwaway line. But it's just like Pope is just ranting about like everyone's drama, just like airing it out. Like, and Frankie is grounded on coke charges, and your brother can't even hit, or your brother gets hit all the time, and blah blah.
I think it's really crazy too, though. Not to harp on how I think the internet needs to pay more attention to this movie, but there are just so many lines that inform you about these characters that if you are not paying attention, you're going to not understand like 20 things about these guys. Because it's like, they're like, here's all the exposition you need in one line. Bye.
It's like another one of my favorite. I don't know if this was a letterbox review or something that's on the list of things I find funny about this film. It's like, we know literally nothing about Will apart from he likes to keep count of things. Like that's all we know about him. Like,
that's what I was saying earlier. It's crazy because it's like everyone else, you kind of understand like their deals.
Yeah.
And then there's Charlie Hunnam.
Then there's him. No one knows anything about him apart from the fact that he is Benny's brother. That's it.
And he thinks he's in charge. Like he thinks he's the next in line after Tom.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, nah, man, that's Pope. Pope organized the whole fucking thing.
Thinking that.
Pope is the party planner of the group. Like he's the one leading the group chat. He's the one putting the schedules together and color.
Did you get his text?
Yeah. So he's next. It's
Pope. Frankie said, please mislearn my number. Penny's like, I don't know what's happening. Who's bringing me along? And then Will thinks he planned it because Tom is dead. First of all, no wonder Frankie is grounded, not only for the cocaine, but also for the simple fact that instead of telling these people like, hey, legitimately, if you put all of that on here, this plane will crash. I can't get us over. It's not going to make it. Something needs to stay. I can make 2 trips or whatever. But no, he decides to fucking just do it anyway because his friends told him to. And I'm like, how did anything get done? Like, what did you guys do in the army? Nothing.
Nothing. He's so funny. And then it's like they throw half the money out, but like, what is that going to achieve realistically?
They should have left the money they threw out in the village and been done with it. Because first of all, the minute the money hit the village, it was the villages. Like, that's all it was. You couldn't fight it, but they were idiots and they fought it. And then Ben Affleck died.
So don't rob a rich guy in the jungle, guys. Moral of the story, you know.
That is the moral of Triple Frontier. We've talked about this movie before. That was our recap. We're not going bit by bit. We've done it for you both. What is your favorite either line or scene in this movie?
Line is probably Bad Landing. It just makes me laugh every time. Scene, I really like the one where they're like in the bar and they're just like talking about like where Pope got the money from, whatever. It's like when they first like arrive in wherever they go to, and they're all just drinking. Because I basically everything I know about these characters, like their background, I get from fan fiction, and that moment to me is just peak like, oh, they're all just hanging out as friends in a bar, like it's just, and also where the fuck you money scene, because they're all just like laughing around a campfire. I'm like, oh, my boys, those are my boys.
And then it's like Danny DeVito comes in, and I just put a blast.
Yep.
Catrina, what about you?
Yeah. My favorite line, of course, is "We gotta fly over the fucking Andes, man." I think it's amazing. It's a great thing to shout when you're stressed, and Pedro went full tilt on that, and I respect it.
Mine is obviously.
I wonder what yours is.
What? No. I mean, this is my fuck you money, but also, what are we shooting at here? It's genuinely funny. He rolls up into a room and it's like, what are we shooting at here? They're shooting at
Also,
your concern isn't like, am I gonna die? What are we shooting at?
It's also like when it's the same scene where like Pope is like, Frankie's grounded on some coke charges, and then he's like, it's like, how many times can Benny get the shit beat out of him, like whatever, for like some money? And Benny's like, I didn't get the shit beat out of me, I won that fight. And instantly he's like, sorry, Benny. Like the amount of times Pope says, I'm sorry, Benny, like really likely in the film is really funny. Like, I think he says it at the start as well, when Benny's like, come on, it's fine, I need you to be with me. He's like, sorry, Benny. Like, it's just so funny.
He's like, I insulted you, and then instantly regretted it. Apologies.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Sorry, Benny.
Obviously, one of my favorite scenes, Santiago getting slapped in the head with Frankie's passport at the end.
Yeah.
There's a lot of thoughts I have about why suddenly he doesn't have a mustache anymore.
Yeah. It was upsetting to watch. It upsets me every time I see it. It's fine. I accept him for who he is, but
no, it's not fine.
Especially because that would be my stash of the week, but he shaves his stash.
He takes it away. And it's such a great stash. It really is.
So I'm like, well, I can't use that one. But just a film, as one would call it. A film.
What an incredible film. And I'm glad that we got to talk about it again.
We're going to do it every season.
Yes,
any final thoughts?
Can't wait for us to talk about this again. I haven't checked out any Triple Frontier fanfic yet, so I think I'm going to go do that before next season.
I will send you so many links, please. Yeah. I will send you. I have a folder. It's coming your way.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. Yes.
All the Frankie Morales. Listen, the ones that suddenly are like single. I'm like, no, he's not. He has a whole ass fucking family. There's a whole family.
Yeah.
There's a family, and you guys are ignoring the family because you don't know. You didn't listen to a line. One single line.
Oh god. I love him. I feel like my final thoughts are, I give it 5 stars every time. I always will. It will always be it's my top film on Letterboxd. It's just so silly and I love it so much. And on the press tour for Craven the Hunter, if anyone speaks to JC Chandler and does not bring up a sequel, then I will hate everyone forever. That's just I need it. And I know, like, I feel like it was Charlie Ridgely from Comic Book who said to me that there are never plans for a sequel. I don't care. Make some plans. I have a script sitting in my laptop right now that I wrote one night when I was drunk because I just missed them so much. Do you want me to give that to you? Because I will. You don't have to pay me. I'll write it for you. I feel like I know these characters better than anyone. Just please. I need them back on my screen, like now.
Look, funny. If they don't take it, I propose we do a Triple Frontier movie live read of Laila's script right here on the
Perfect.
podcast.
Yeah, let's do it.
Who gets to be Pope and who gets to be Frankie?
I feel like those are interchangeable for me, but just because Pope is a drama queen, I would love to try Pope.
I feel like I'd love to be Benny,
and we might have to double up on roles or call in friends. But
yeah,
let's read that script sometime. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Quadruple Frontier: Return of the Dad.
Is Ben Affleck back from the dead?
No.
Good.
There isn't even a mention of his character.
Good. So we'll need less cast members. That's great. We only need to find one more person now.
really missing one person. It's everyone's favorite time of the week.
It's back.
Stash, 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 the stash, 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 the stash, stash, the stash. The stash on everybody's lips is gonna be Pedro's. That's funny that I did that this week because I just saw John Kander tonight of Kander and Ebb, the person I'm ripping off as I sing a song from Chicago. And I cried because I love Kander and Ebb musicals. Anyways, so everyone, it's Stash of the Week where we pick our favorite stashes. I almost said you, but I don't care about your stashes. That's a lie. I do care, but
Please tell us your stash of the week on our socials at Podro Pascal.
yeah, but right now, I don't care. So I'm assuming I know whose this is. Go ahead and talk about why you picked this one.
Okay, it's so random, but this is the first ever picture of Pedro I saved in my phone. Like as like I was starting to like love him. I love telling the story of how I first started liking him because I watched Wonder Woman 1984 and I hated it so much that I went to Google the cast to talk shit about them on Twitter. And then I was like, wait, I recognize that guy. I thought he was supposed to be good. And it turns out he was, just not in Wonder Woman. So that's how I started liking him. And so many people that I followed on Twitter at the time, like, were obsessed with him at that point. So I was just saving all the pictures they were posting. And this is the first ever picture of him. It's from December 2020. That's when I saved it. I don't know when it was taken, but yeah, it will just always be my favorite picture ever.
Where does that put her now in my Star Wars ranking of Pedro Pascal's career?
I think she's in the prequel era still. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ashley, but I think this is still prequel era, right? Like the tail end of it, like Revenge of the Sith. Yeah. Ashley said yes.
Okay.
Yes. You're a Revenge of the Sith Pedro fan.
Okay.
I have a whole. I can't do it again. I went through and marked down where everyone is based on Pedro Pascal's career and where you like fell in love with him.
I like that.
Catrina, go ahead and tell the listeners why you picked this one.
Because he's standing like a dad. That's a dad stance. That's like he and Oscar are like at Disneyland with their respective children, and those kids are like on the carousel, and they're finally getting a chance to just relax near Dumbo. And Pedro is standing like a dad. So I think it's a great shot.
I agree.
Yeah.
I picked when they're all at a bar, which we didn't even talk about. This man who has addiction problems, a bar with his friends, drinking, because no one has responsibility in this crew. Wanted you to see my face while I said that. He's just looking cute, looking sad, looking like a man who's about to be a dad and needs money. And I love it. I love it a lot. It's great. And guys, this is the beginning of season 3. The third time we've talked about Triple Frontier.
Triple seasons, Triple Frontier.
Yeah. Let's tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me anywhere at FalconsNap. Don't judge the username. It was my Stan Twitter username in like 2018, and I've just never looked back. And you can find all of my work at Agents of Fandom. I host the Fandom Academy podcast with my best friends CJ and Jaden. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for having me. This is very fun. I will take any opportunity to talk about Pedro, or my favorite film in the entire world. So thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. Katrina, tell the people where they can find you.
Yes, you can find me anywhere on the internet if you look for Catrina. That's OHCATRINA. I am on like a bunch of tabletop RPG shows as the characters that I perform. I have lots of cool work on the internet, and also you can check out my TikTok, which is somehow exploding because I put up some Spider-Verse fan art and everybody liked it, which was nice. Finally figured out how to communicate with the children, with the youth.
That's the ticket. You can follow me at Rachel Leishman on Twitter, at Rachel_Leishman on Instagram. My work is on the Mary Sue Collider. I have a podcast on the Agents of Fandom Network coming out called Cinema Sibs, where me and my brother talk about movies we watched when we were younger. You can follow the podcast at Podro Pascal. Like, rate, review, subscribe. I did it. Tweet at us. Tell us your thoughts. And enjoy all of our new merch that we have now.
Yay!
It's beautiful.
Thank you to Alyssa Maria Gonzalez for redesigning our everything.
Yeah, and making me the poster that I want, which is I love you, smooching, kissing cowboys.
Yes! There's gonna be so much cool stuff coming out soon. I'm so excited, and the designs are just so beautiful, and I'm so happy.
Yeah. But until next time, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.